my first price target for Avalanche's native cryptocurrency called AVAX in 2025 is AVAX at the price of $400. And of course, I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't a guarantee. But why is that? It's because I do believe that Avalanche is that special of a layer 1 blockchain. So far, Avalanche has been able to facilitate over 1 billion transactions. Caray, boha, that's insane. And also on top of that, in terms of DeFi, it's doing very well, aka decentralized finance. According to DeFi Llama, in terms of total value locked on DeFi, Avalanche is currently top 10 in the world. I mean, just imagine that. That's very impressive in my opinion, especially when you consider how the DeFi market is expected to be worth over $230 billion by 2030, according to Grandview Research. So there's a lot of potential there when it comes to the DeFi market, and Avalanche, man, it's well equipped, in my opinion, to handle DeFi projects. And why would it not, right? Gas fees are extremely low, right? Also on top of that, extremely scalable. Unlike Ethereum, Ethereum, very sky-high gas fees, and also on top of that, scalability issues. I mean, that's a no-bueno if you ask me. Yeah, sure, the Ethereum ecosystem is amazing, but in terms of pure fundamentals, I do believe that Avalanche is just a lot better. And keep in mind, it does have very fantastic A+ reviews. I mean, you got to take into consideration how, according to the founder of Aave, which kind of looks like Ed Sheeran, but yeah, besides that point, he's probably not. He claims how Avalanche is well suited for building DeFi applications due to its scalability features. So yeah, when the founder of Aave says this, it really means something in my opinion. Also on top of that, the co-founder of Chainlink Labs, which kind of looks like Mike Posner, the singer. But yeah, besides that point, he claims that Avalanche gets us closer and closer and possibly arriving at parity with the speed of Web2 systems. So yeah, when you have these two real deal individuals, again, right? You take a look at the founder of Aave and the co-founder of Chainlink Labs saying this about Avalanche, man, I think that right there truly showcases how amazing Avalanche is. These opinions, they're not coming from some random Joe Schmo, right? This is coming from real deal individuals. Anyway, I view it, I think that Avalanche, it's a very amazing layer 1 blockchain. And when I take that into consideration, AVAX at the price of $400, I don't see why not. At least that's the way I view it. And now my second price target for AVAX is AVAX at the price of $500, which is insane to some people because they say, hey man, considering its current circulating supply at that point, market cap would be around $196 billion approximately, which some people may think is insane. But keep in mind, right? We've even seen something like Ethereum, which again, just like I mentioned earlier on the video, is far more caca than Avalanche. It reached at one point over $560 billion in market cap. And this was back in 2021, keep in mind. So, around a $196 billion market cap for AVAX, it really isn't all that crazy. I mean, you have to take into consideration, again, Avalanche is just way better than Ethereum. Now, the ecosystem is not as massive, that's what she said, but in terms of pure fundamentals, I just think it's a lot better. I don't think this is too much to ask for. We've seen BNB go to over $100 billion in market cap. And is the BNB smart chain as good as Avalanche? I don't think so. At least that's the way I view it. As a matter of fact, right, according to Crypto.com research, just last year, slightly over 2% of the total crypto hacks that happened actually occurred on the BNB smart chain ecosystem. So is that acceptable? Now, over 2% slightly doesn't seem all that bad to some people, but when you consider just how massive the crypto space is overall, this is actually not an acceptable figure in my opinion. So again, when I take that into consideration, why is AVAX at the price of $500 during the peak of this bull run all that insane? I don't think it's insane at all. Now, my most bullish case price target for AVAX is, of course, AVAX at the price of $600. Now, $600, it may sound insane, but you have to take into consideration, as of right now, more cryptocurrency owners than ever before. There's nearly 600 million, according to Crypto.com research. Also on top of that, more institutional investors than ever before. More enterprise adoption than ever before as well. And Avalanche, it's well equipped for enterprise adoption. And I think this right here is a narrative that people often ignore. As of right now, they're bullish on meme coins. So am I. They're bullish on AI projects. So am I as well. But they're not really bullish on these projects that are primed for enterprise adoption. But I don't get why people are not, because when you think about it, historically speaking, what fostered the growth of the internet? It was enterprise adoption. Yeah, sure, the retail market did help, But once enterprises fully started adopting, the internet, that was when growth really skyrocketed. And it makes sense, right? Enterprises, they have the capital, they have the volume, and they have the resources to facilitate growth at a much larger scale. And I do believe that moving forward, projects that are primed for enterprise adoption, much like Avalanche, man, they're going to experience such amazing growth, hypothetically speaking, of course. But again, right, when I take a look back in history, it's clearly evident that enterprises, they could do the very same thing for the world of blockchain technology. Now, history doesn't always repeat itself, but it tends to rhyme. So I do believe that, again, when you have this many cryptocurrency owners, as of right now, nearly 600 million, and also on top of that, you combine the fact that Avalanche, it's primed for enterprise adoption, man, the sky's the limit, and AVAX at the price of $600 during the peak of this bull run, I don't see why not. Now, some people, they may argue, hey, dude, Avalanche, it's already grown by a lot. You see the price action when it comes to AVAX, wow, they say AVAX pumped up by a lot. But here's the thing, I actually called this. You watch my videos, I've been talking about AVAX for a very long time. So, if people are saying, hey man, you're jumping on the hype train of AVAX as of right now, that's absolutely not the case. Go watch my earlier videos on AVAX. I predicted what AVAX did as of late, right? Now, sure, when it comes to AVAX, a little bit of a pullback, but generally speaking, I made a very good call. But yeah, besides that point, however, I still do believe that AVAX could still do a little bit better because I don't think we're at the peak of the bull run yet. Now, when people ask, hey, when is the peak of the altcoin season? Historically speaking, for altcoins, they do usually reach their peak anywhere between 6 to 18 months after a Bitcoin halving event. The Bitcoin halving event, of course, did happen last month, so we're potentially taking a look at, worst case scenario, October of next year, and best case scenario, October of this year. But I'm not going to take a look at those most extreme examples. I'm going to take a middle ground approach, which is 12 months, not 6 months, not 18 months. Again, right, a year. That's still potentially April of 2025, which to some people may seem like a long time, but to me it's not really, because a lot of people, they've been holding since 2021, so waiting potentially, around, let's say 11 months from right now, doesn't seem so bad in my opinion. Now, of course, my buying strategy is and always will be dollar cost averaging. Anytime I do an income, I set aside some. For my favorite cryptocurrencies, all I do is that I acquire, I hold, and I just wait for the peak of the bull run. No day trading, no using leverage, no swing trading, none of that whatsoever. I acquire, I hold, and I just wait. I like to keep things simple. Again, AVAX at the price of $600 wouldn't surprise me whatsoever during the peak of this bull run. I think this bull run could be that insane, and I do believe that Avalanche is that fantastic. And make sure to subscribe if you gain value from this video. I'd greatly appreciate it. And also on top of that, make sure to check out this very fantastic video. I think you all would really love it. It's Willie the Captain, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.